This game doesn't even have a playlist? Am I tripping? I'll do it later. Yeah, there's no playlist. I don't see a playlist. I don't know how that happened. But I did just start like 3 games at once. Anywho, welcome to more Phoenix Wright. I actually was about to delete the first part of this, because that's how bad it was. My screen's not on. It's saying no signal. I just saw a signal. There goes signal. But yeah, I was gonna delete it because that's how terrible it was. It's like the game's not bad because I'm barely into the game, like that far into it, but it was definitely kind of weird that I played for an hour and nothing happened. And it's super early, so don't mind the low volume. That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at this table. Let me look at the court records first. So these are all my clue things. Just trying to keep track of stuff. Proof that I'm a student. Always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. Post-mortem report. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. A photograph print that shows the victim. He was shot from the front in his chest and subsequently died. There was steak behind him and wine. His chair's turned around, which is weird. Really? That's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Interject.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I literally just said that nothing happened, and then now we're getting right into stuff happening. But yeah, before this, there was like nothing. Oh, or let me stop trash talking. Yeah, no more trash talking. Let's just go. I'm sure of it, there was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings? I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosanagi-san, is there any chance you're mistaken perhaps? Your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came in to dine alone. I don't believe it. This guy's dying. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume. What's the red X for? That's right, I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Where? The X? I'm so confused. Chocobo Strife? Yeah, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy. I just wanna get somewhere into this game. I thought an hour in I'd be like deeper than the game, but we're just in the beginning, like barely in the beginning. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. This guy's mouth keeps bleeding. Too much gore. The court will take this plan and add it to the court records as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. It seems like he's lying. Why is he sweating? What was that about? He's been completely calm and collective until now. Wow! COVID. How are you? All ace attorneys are long to do. Whoa. Dude, the waiter's business card. Stop coughing. That guy's dead. All Ace Attorney games are long. Yeah, I didn't check the playtime, I just realized. But this game is the reason why I didn't buy that other, video game thing. I didn't even show it. It's in my cart. Don't mind the card that you're about to see. It's not a working card. This game. I was gonna get this, but I don't know, this might not be as long. These games usually aren't that long. But I might get it, I don't know. It's only 12 bucks. What the heck is this? There's a few other games like this I've played so far. They're pretty cool. It's like watching a short movie, like a 20 to 30 minute movie. So the court has now heard a what is that word? Precious? Of the case. Yet at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Racist. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense. If you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who are present at the scene of the crime. Huh? What do you think I should do, Kazuma? How is he still here? I thought he was supposed to leave. What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another. It seems... Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Bristl is when you know in detail something. Yeah, but how do you pronounce that word? Precious. Precise? Is that precise? It's a word that we use in French. Or would it like oh. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that word written out before. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You said it. Wait, you said it. Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. This guy is ready to go to jail. As I said from the outset, I believe your innocence. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that so? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyers is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out his witnesses. Then we'll see how decisive this evidence really is. What if we took a video of him shooting him? I don't get this picture thing. The head waiter's business card, a sketch of the restaurant's layout is on the back. Kitchen, entrance, tables. I'm assuming the red X is where the dead guy is. Or was. It's funny because not many words are the same in English and French, and don't worry for the pronunciation. I discovered that many English people don't know how to pronounce rural. 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 Wow. It sounds like how a dog would try to say it. Rural. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings. Tisk. Well, you've been warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Whoa, that's a threat. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witness at once. Who the heck are these people? Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesai Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorless. Dang! Dude, so many new words. Efflorescence of our nation, Nippon. Okay, my guy, I don't know what you just said. And conduct my trade from Rasute, a hump. Dude, it's like I'm getting hit with Japanese and French and just big giant words. I love this game because it took a lot. It looks a lot wait, what? It looks a lot Japanese and rural in the worst words for many people. Oh yeah, the words in it, man. At your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. Okay, there we go. Thank God for summarizing it. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other tables that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma, and the establishment in question always posts noon. Always posts noon? What does that even mean? And not infrequently converse with interesting parties regarding the curious with which I make my business. Dang, I'm so confused. Every time they talk, I'm confused. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. Thank God, Ryunosuke, we're in the same boat. I don't know what that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. Thanks for summarizing. I'm glad for the summarization. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. He just called him broke. Now you both witnessed a precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Employee is a word that you can get, and purveyor is a word that I don't understand, sorry. Now you both witnessed, oh yeah, let's see what's going on here. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. Yo. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. It was like a baby. So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening? The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead? Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Yes, sir. Standing... Another baby. Why am I hearing babies? Standing by ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of the most acerbic afternoon. Dang, I should be writing these words down. Witness testimony. What the witnesses saw. I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a peculiar fine golden curio to the military gentleman. Oh my goodness, man. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back. The cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious escalded. Oh god, I don't care. I'm about to skip what this guy says from now on. Well, so you, Sergeant Noza, actually witnessed a vital moment? You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim? Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. That guy has a knife. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, ryunosuke? Yes. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. An English-made gun? Why would you pick it up? I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down and... You thought he dropped his gun? I'm not touching anybody's gun. If I see a gun on... If I see a gun on the floor, I'm not touching it. At all. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Bang. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As you have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring the despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict.
Yes!
Whoa. He was like, you are sentenced. What is the name of Imperior? Wait, what in the name of the Imperior is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense demands the right to cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is clearly a waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. Alright. This is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies of the witness's statements. How? He didn't fire the gun, which means that the soldier said what the soldier said was a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then. It's all or nothing. Oh. What the witnesses saw. Whoa, what are those? Health bars? Yeah, baby sounds. Oh, just say we don't know a word. I was investigating a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a peculiar fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a fire was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniform varsity cadet firing on the English civilian, and from the back, cowardly little weasel. Yeah, I'll start from the beginning. He said I fired... Wait. Fired English civilian from the back. It still looked like the back to me. And the bullet didn't leave his body, so this can't be from behind. Is this not evidence? Present.
Yes!
His eyes. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I don't know what to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. Or I know what to say, but the words won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond my doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out, would it be an insult to the court? Kazuma, what? What are you talking about? It appears from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Noza? Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, it just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because my mic is about to turn off. So I'm trying to see. I guess I'll go like a little further. Yeah, it's gonna be a part where my mic turns off. And then I'll try to move a little further, but I don't really want to stream this game with my mic off. I'd rather read the words out. But yeah, just a warning. Because take a close look at this print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. Oh, there's the baby right there. Oh, what the? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not disagree, Sergeant Noza? Isn't that a crime? You can't come and say a lie in court. Yes, sir. At this junction, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly affixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard was proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Noza, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. My mic is about to turn off. Would you say I will say when the mic will turn off if you want? The mic will be off. Yeah, but I don't want to stream too much. I don't want to stream this game specifically with the mic off because there's no voiceovers. Final Fantasy, I can do that because they voice over all the dialogue and stuff. This one, I don't know. There's no. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that with this one. The same with Doki Doki Literature Club. But you can save whenever, right? Yeah, I'll just save and stop when the mic turns off. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There's no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Amateur. He wrecked him, and I got a trophy. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. That's why we got the sound of the baby on his back. Yeah, that's kind of weird. This is what being an ace attorney is all about. And its nose is running. Hold on. This is completely worth it. I'm sure months from now, I'll see this picture and not know where it came from or what it is. I'm going to even share it on Twitter. Why? Because, whoa, great party, what the heck? That university jack cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the ground, off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure. Indeed. The Hori era koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit the restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Razute, in the hopes of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to be the military man that I preferred my Hui treasures. This guy, in his words, believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was present with a little alternative. I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. So he lost something, a coin. The koban vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was in case mayhap? It had fallen there, and then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded holy treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoi Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prized coin for himself. Whoa, you think he robbed the old man? I would never steal from an old person. I feel like they'd haunt me. As I'm sure everyone... I wouldn't steal at all. I don't like stealing. Stealing is horrible. Never steal. Only steal from, the government. As I'm sure everyone present is aware. Here goes the mic, I think. False alarm. This case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Like, I'm saying the mic thing because I can hear my mom on the phone, and I know she's about to walk past me. Like, she's like walking around upstairs on the phone. And when she comes downstairs, I'm gonna turn the mic off, or you guys are gonna hear what she's saying on the phone. This is why I need a streaming setup where I'm not in the living room playing my games. Decisive resolution. The government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court was just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is this position, Prosecutor Ochi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next testimonies or statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly examine the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegations. Is that clear? How are they testifying again? Especially the army guy. Did he not just lie? He said he saw me shoot him in the back. He said he clearly saw it. The judge looks super cool. I don't, what is it? Feudal Japan? That's what he's dressed like. There's a show on Netflix called Kingdom. You should watch it. Not The Last Kingdom. It's just Kingdom. And it's I think it's Chinese. It's a Chinese show. I'm pretty sure it's voiced over in English, so you can switch it to English. And it's about, you'll know from the picture, so it's not a spoiler. It's about zombies, but it's really cool, and it's set in feudal Japan. So everyone's dressed like how the prosecutor guy is dressed. It's a really, really cool show. I think there's 2 seasons. Yeah, it's cool. Watch it. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Abayibe. Affirmative. The newest member of the Noza family to rise up through the ranks. Surname, Aido. It would seem those straps are a sign of Sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Aido Tenshun. Or Tenshun? Your father's about to kill the enemy. Disgusting. Why is his nose running? Watch and learn, my boy. And he has like a military cut, the baby. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was the young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. These testimonies are certain. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young lady at this table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the court, the rules of the court, and speak accordingly. I'll try Kingdom then. Yeah, it's like probably in my top 10. It definitely is, just because of how different it is. I've never seen a show like that show, and I've never seen a show with zombies the way that they did it in that show. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Watch it. It's really interesting. Like, from the beginning, the first episode, if you don't like it, yeah, the first episode should grab your attention. That's how good it is from the first one. Maybe like, I think the show's an hour long, or 45 minutes, I think. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Even the characters. The only thing that I'll say about the show, and it's kind of racist, but it's true. Some of the characters get confusing with each other. Because there's like sometimes where they're all wearing the same uniform. So I'm like, who's that guy? Is that guy this guy? And I'm like, no, you're being racist because you're saying they look the same, but they're dressed exactly the same. You'll see. I'm talking about. You'll see it. It's like later on though. It's like in the beginning, everyone's easy to keep track of. Once we get towards the end, where it's like rooms of people talking to each other, and they all have the same exact hat and hair and hairstyle and beard and everything. I'm like, dude, I don't know who's who in this room. That sounded so racist. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. And I'm bad with names though, so maybe that contributed to me being confused. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Oh, the table only has one plate on it. In this photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel, there's no other food here, bro. Unless she was, what, just sitting there? Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by the investigator immediately after the incident. It can plainly be seen there's only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add the new photographic evidence to the records. A bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen at the victim's table. I don't understand. Let me look at it, sir. The only thing I can see that's weird here is that it looks like this table has 2 chairs in it. But maybe I'm just tripping, because here I see 4 chairs on every table. But maybe I'm reaching. But I definitely only see 2 chairs here. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintained that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to the Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. This guy wants to end this case and send him to jail immediately. There are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Tatsuki Ochi, will have contributed to the amity of these 2 great empires as an honor. Oh, that's why they want to end the case early, I guess? So they can find out, to show England or whatever who did it, who done it. Instead of them being like, one of our guys was executed in Japan or China, and we don't know where or who. We don't know who did it. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule? Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now it's your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understand? Tisk. Rules can be so unbending at times. Cross-examination. The two culprits. Ask the baby some questions. And if you can't answer it, then throw everything out. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was, the young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Oh, was that it? Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, standing all by himself. I don't know what to show here. I have no idea what to show here. I don't know. I think it's that one, but I don't know. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the English. Whoa, yawning. That wasn't for the game. I woke up early. Dispatched Englishman. I'm gonna present this.
Yes!
I don't know how. Well, what about this last statement made by the witness? It seems perfectly reasonable to me. Exactly. Perfectly reasonable in every way. Perhaps you should take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn to be more reasonable yourself. Alright, I just need to calm down and think everything through again from the start. Therefore, no more other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the firearm over and out. What do you think, Ryunosuke? What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time. So just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. You can choose to either, okay. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him on it with L1. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial. Right, I see. The important part is there's no sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witness on it, and press them hard. Alright, got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu. The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant, I'm sure of it. And one way or another, the cross-examination is going to prove I'm right. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it. Even if I Even if what I saw wasn't the precise oh wait, okay, this again. Same thing. Pointed the gun. Only personnel.
Yes!
You must have noticed someone else at the table.
Objection!
There's a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callous in my heart. And yet no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there'd be more people dining there at the time. Then someone else could have noticed her. Unfortunately, it already passed 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in the restaurant. I know, of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of the time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating all at the time of day and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This is found in the victim's pocket jacket. What is that, Counsel? It's a medical report card, Your Excellency. It was seen that the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Ota Clinic? Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation could be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing in the case. I wonder, what do you think, Ryunosuke? He thinks he's going to jail. That's what he thinks. I went to go get my cow tail out of the fridge. It's not actually a cow tail, it's like a caramel thing. A caramel, chewy cow tail. And tails is spelled like a story. Well, it is hard to see how it could be relevant. Really? Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Ask to be submitted.
Yes!
Evidence is evidence. Give me all of it. I want to know everything. I want to know the shoe size. If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to the arrival of the restaurant are of no concern. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have the right to explore. Whoa. I turned off the autoplay. It was going kind of okay, but kind of fast right there at the end. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse perfectly valid requests with a submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report to the court record. And now we will read it. I think this is kind of loud, me eating this stuff. What we need right now are new clues. A small medical report from the hotel clinic that was found in the victim's pocket. This guy is 67, 38. This guy's my age. If you ever want to know how old I am, I'm this old. 29. Basically dead. I'm basically a zombie. What we need right now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witness testimonies have no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Kurokure-san. Indeed alone he was the Englishman, standing all by himself. But I don't get it. I don't get what they want me to say here. Medical report from Hoda Clinic. What would that have to do with anything? This is what he was eating. I don't get it. Excellent work, ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changed much. I can't see what it brings any real discrepancy to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How much? You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press X so you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles by using those buttons. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues. It may been missing before. If the crosshair starts to pulsate, press X to investigate further. Oh yeah, I just bought 2 games, right, for the Xbox. I just bought Left 4 Dead 1 and Lollipop Chainsaw. Because those games are both not available on any Xbox, or in the Xbox store. And Lollipop Chainsaw was a PS3 and Xbox 360 game, but it's not in the PSN store and it's not on the Xbox store. So I have those games on disc. So basically I'm using my Xbox to play old games I never got to play when I was younger. So partner, I think you should take a closer look at the medical report card. See if there's any, if there isn't any, wow. See if there isn't something new to be learnt by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use these buttons and X to inspect. Oh yeah, and it's almost 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, another pair of shoes is supposed to come out. And I think the tracksuit, but I don't know about the tracksuit. I thought it was supposed to be like $150 or something, but I'm pretty sure I saw the price as $300. And if it's $300, I'm not getting it. Yeah, it's $300. I see it right here. Nope. Nah, I don't want it that much. $300 for some wonky tracksuit. But yeah, I'm gonna post a link to the shoes in the chat when I go for them. And if I get them, I'll keep streaming after 10 o'clock. If I don't get them, I'm gonna turn the stream off as punishment. It says Hota Clinic on the medical report card. I hate clinics, almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Brr. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Looks like, let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Is this not the same thing? Yeah, same thing. I thought it was the stamp I was trying to see. Oh, my phone go off. I'm back. It's 15:30 in my country, so I'm gonna eat. I came back in case because I didn't know if you got in your country. Gouter is what we eat at 16 p.m. Eat cereals and cakes. What in the world? Gouter? What is that word? Gouter. You're 29 years old? Yeah, I'm 29. My birthday is in November. I'll be 30. That's why I really wanted to go to Japan for my birthday this year. But I don't know. Right now, I think you can't go to Japan at all right now. And when November comes around, I think you're still going to be wearing masks. Like in America, a lot of places you don't wear a mask. But I don't want to go to Japan and wear a mask. I want to see people. Like, I don't want to go there and everyone's wearing a mask and hiding their face. And you go into a restaurant or something and everybody's like, go stand over there. Everybody's like, get away from each other. I want to go there where it's like crowded and everybody's like bumping shoulders and stuff. I would have thought you were like 24. No. 29. I don't think I act my age though. I think I act like a freaking child. Yeah, I don't feel 29. I don't feel 29 mentally. A crushed corner. They call those dog ears, right? What is this? It's complicated to go to Japan on these hard times, but never abandon what you want. Yeah. I still want to go. I just don't know when now. But I don't want to go during the winter. I mean, during the, like snowing. I don't want to go while it's snowing, and I don't want to go while it's in the summertime. I don't want to go there and be sweating, and I don't want to go there while it's, snow out. I want to go, like, the beginning of fall. So, like, you don't have to wear a jacket, but I don't want it to be hot. I want it to be like you can wear a hoodie, but you don't have to wear one. And I want to stay there for a month. A month is the minimum I want to stay there. But I would like to stay there for like a long time. I want to stay there until I'm bored of it. That's why I want to try to get a job I can do remotely. That'll be perfect. Where I can just live over there and then travel back when I have to be at work. Like, a lot of help desk and computer IT jobs are like that, where most of the time you don't have to be at the building. Like, I know one person and he only has to be at work, like, in person once a month. So I'm like, that'll be perfect. That means I live in Japan throughout the month, and then one day out of the month or 2 or 3 days I fly to America, go to work, and then when I'm done I fly back. And I think he makes like 60,000 annually, like around that number. And he didn't go to school for that. He didn't go to college or anything. He just has a certification or something. Yeah, I wouldn't even mind a slight pay cut if I had a job like that, a computer job. Right now, my job is dangerous. Let's play the game. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. And there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extrication of molar with the topical anesthesia. Extrication of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so, just before the incident. He'd had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthesia effects have passed. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. He wasn't supposed to be eating. What does it say at this thing? Dental anything but water. So maybe that wasn't his food. Maybe that's why there was only one plate. There was one plate because it wasn't his. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again. Don't you? Definitely. Hold on. Examine. We didn't look at this. What's this? It looks like the medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why with the family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor, I mean, as long as I'm alive. I'm never consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then. Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money from you for their privilege. All when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient, with a bad case of stubbornness no less, for which the only cure is very bitter medical indeed. For having thoroughly examined the medical card, inside and out, in episode 1 of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. See? Here's my trophy. I felt it in my bones, like they wanted me to look at it. Let's see this side. Same thing, right? Yeah. You can't skip. Molar. I'm trying to fast forward. It's the same thing we just saw. Or just read, I mean. I'm trying to skip through it. Yeah, Japan, somewhere I want to go. I want to go to Mexico, but I don't want to get my head cut off. I want to go to China. I feel like China's like a... You can't really say bad stuff. I feel like China is like... It's not Japan, it's in the middle. The same way with like Singapore and like Korea and stuff. But I wouldn't mind living in Japan. I mean, I don't speak any Japanese, so that would be very difficult, I assume. It's almost the same thing. Wait, what? Oh, the firearm. Yes, pointing his gun at the forward man, he was the young lad in the black. That much is painfully true. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirms that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. See, I don't understand. So we found out that he couldn't have been eating. Right? He couldn't have been eating because he had his molar taken out. They say he was the only person there. So we present the picture. We present this.
Yes!
To say he wasn't eating. Well, I think, about what are you withering, lad? Call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost, here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. I can see it quite clearly in the cross-examinations you just carried out. When you raised your hand up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Kurokura-san. Oh, I did it right. Thank God. This is the medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. Grr. But that's, remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. It's almost time. We're 8 minutes. 8 minutes before shoes. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to Hold on a second. I just realized something. What card is on this app? Is that my card? Hold on, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. It is. Okay. 2, 3. Alright, cool. Just making sure so that when 10 o'clock comes, I can just open up the app, click the button, it's done, and then come back to the game. I'll be wait for my L. Your Excellency, I believe We're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card is no bearing of the matters at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides the pale-faced pupil. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? What? The outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hotta Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is it supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, alright, the game's pretty good now. It's pretty good. It was just the beginning. That first part was terrible. There's my notification. Or my reminder, actually. I have an alarm set for 9:58. If I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? This guy's sweating his brains out. It's all written up here in here. No food or drinks other than water for 3 hours. Post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No. They can't. Korokuda-san. What? Boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that can't possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, I was gonna scream it, but just got his teeth taken. Whoa, let's read the words. I had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Got him. Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the table in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new matter. There's my alarm. It's 9:58, so 1 minute. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of the turn. Wait, this is the start of you turning the trial around. Show them what you've been made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... I was trying to skip forward in the dialogue, and I almost selected the first answer. That's the most dangerous part about this game so far. It just throws the the choices on your screen, but there was no pause, so I almost pressed X. Yeah, 60 seconds. The victim himself, me, the two witnesses, and as yet unknown third party. Yeah, that's the answer. I'm gonna wait though. We're gonna wait the 30 seconds. I'm gonna actually post a link to the shoes in the chat. So if you're there, you can see them and see what I'm about to do. Oh, this again, it's only sharing the picture. It's not sharing a link. Sucks to be you guys. Can I do it this way? It's literally trying to send a picture. I don't know why. Come on, 10 seconds. $10. Adding to cart. The page is loading. It looks like another raffle, so that means I'm going to click the thing to add to cart or whatever, and then in like 4 or 5 minutes they start picking winners and telling you who lost and stuff. Add shipping. Add shipping. What? They said give us all your information again. Is that the number on the back of my card? I think it was. Let me check now. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Yep. Alright, so now we're just waiting. Alright. Obviously, it could only be someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything, yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak at this table. Therefore, the only conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? Bring the baby into it. Bring the baby too. We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone, so it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied in giving your testimonies. Obviously, you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you'll also be deemed compliant to the killing. Compliant? In murder? No! Hold it. Negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh. What? What did you just say? Korokuda-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders. Now hold on, lad. I was, say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is it true? You pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. It's a tiny baby on his back. Order. Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who is behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke? Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Adachi had any idea about this. Or Achi. I call him Adachi. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we confirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witness keep their mouth shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you, the penalty will be severe. Please, wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god, I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first thing that comes into my head. What? Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is Yunji, professor of the Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Kazumi's mentor. It ain't this guy. In charge of cultural reformation? Wait, what? It appears to have little love for the changes of... He's a prosecutor. The victim. The head waiter at the Imperial style. Oh, it's this guy. This sick waiter. It has to be this guy. It's gotta be him. He's the only person. Bada boom.
Yes!
There. What do you make of that? I think counsel that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Otherwise, the signs of disappointment in the courtroom may very well deafen you. I was wrong? If you feel you must close your eyes in a crisis, might I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time, too? I was wrong. Otherwise, you may have to use the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it permanently. I don't know what it is about the prosecutor exactly, but he really makes me wince in pain sometimes. I don't have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can find other ways to make you keep your mouth shut as well. Alright, don't get angry. I'll think again. Must be a clue somewhere in all the evidence in the court record. Actually, now that I think about it, there might be some piece of evidence I haven't thoroughly examined yet. Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. Huh? There goes my notification. You are not selected. Great, cool. I guess we're just examining things? What's this? My personal student number is engraved in the back here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a Yume student at the university. You may not come in, they say. Of course, you can get a new pin made if you can just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already, but I still don't know my student number by heart. I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then I forget not to forget about that. I have no idea. I can guess. This plan of the restaurant raises a number of questions, I think. Definitely. It's supposed to show the relative position of everything in the moments following the incident. But there's nothing to show the woman you say you saw there. Exactly. And that's not all. Look here in the opposite left, where it says kitchen. Oh yeah, what of it? No one would use those complicated characters to write kitchen, especially not if you were in a hurry. You mean you don't remember those characters yourself? Don't you study hard, Ryunosuke? It was just the same thing again. This is his what? This is the guy's business card? Whoa, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satori Hosonoga? Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's the job title. His job? Oh. Chief Inspector Satori Hosonoga? Primary Criminal Investigator Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Yeah, what the heck? So it's this guy, it's Sick Man. I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If you're wielding this somewhere, if you're wielding it somehow here. Wow, it was this guy. It was Sick Man. No wonder I guessed the wrong person. We didn't look at that stuff. I think that's all, right? So we got our perp. I don't know what game it was, but there was a game where you would have to pick a person that like did the crime or whatever. But then when you picked them, you had to pick the evidence that showed it. So even if you guessed the right person, you still needed the evidence. And yeah, so it wouldn't have mattered. I feel like if you just guessed this guy, if the game didn't already know that you knew why, but it's him.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier.
Attention!
Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter cannot possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is the man truly were a waiter. What? Is he truly, if he truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this skirt with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san, real identity, as proven by this evidence. Oh, see? That's cool.
Yes!
This. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card. It's the wait, what? It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes. It's the front of the card. It's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Can somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plans of the restaurant on the reverse side of the business card. The front of the business card reveals the name in the question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Crime Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan to add to the voting. Oh, well... Oh, that's why he got, nervous. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle, but I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusual, careless mistake. So you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course, your salary. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to the case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the end of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you should have been aware of that person's presence, having served the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your presence capability as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? That blood, man. The blood on his mouth. Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had just happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, whom I guess was an English woman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. To lie? Special orders? You mean to say? Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. I was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those are my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's interest not to pursue that idea. What? The Empire views the friendly terms of this relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishwoman has been murdered on our soil. Englishman. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect? Well, without irrefutable evidence, they will be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in this case. But it's not right. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical facility research laboratories, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean... When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. It is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory at Yume University Medical Facility. What? What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of the lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these victims to make no mention of her in the testimonies. It must now be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well, my thoughts on the matter are as followed. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise, namely that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that the presence is false. It would be a discrepancy of our justices to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of the ruling in order... The autoplay goes way too fast. Your own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Inspector Hosonaga? You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. But by what means you'll be getting against the special orders you were given from the police bureau? As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So it won't be a problem. My guy is dying, he doesn't care. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Did I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency? Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued.